Domenico Scarlatti was a Baroque composer. He was born in Italy but spent much of his life in Spain. He wrote about 550 keyboard sonatas, which of course would have been written for and performed on a harpsichord. This sonata in D minor is sometimes nicknamed the Pastorale. It's contrapuntal, but also with some chords. Feel the 6/8 pulse, the duple compound pulse of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can feel that very clearly in bar 5, 6, 7 in the left hand. During which I think we might get softer, bar by bar. Each bar is softer than the previous bar. Scarlatti quite often likes to repeat a little motif 3 times, which is a little unusual. It's more common to repeat things twice or 4 times. Take bar 16, 17, 18. And I think one might grow in intensity through each of those. Each bar saying it again and again and again, more clearly. Let's think about the touch, the articulation. Of course, there are many, many different ways of interpreting the articulation. I'll explain some of my ideas, but you must consider other ways of doing things. Bar 5 to 8, the right-hand notation writes the upbeat quaver, and then 2 quavers, the first 2 quavers beamed together, and then the third quaver separated, and the next 2 beamed together, and the next one separated. So we get the quavers that are, these are the quavers that I think need to be legato. Which makes sense because they're conjunct notes, adjacent notes, next door notes. And in Baroque music, very often next door notes, scale-wise pattern, is played legato, whereas big intervals are played detached. So here's the, we start with the 6th, which should be detached. But then the next few bars, bars 8 to 12, 8 to 11, the quavers are actually beamed together, but I feel they should be detached to make them more cheerful, brighter. These ones. I like those detached. That's followed by some octaves. So we've got the octaves are very often detached, this big interval, but then legato, slur, the implied slur with the ornament. And in fact the left hand, very much an implied slur. So join those in that way perhaps. Then bar 23, our left hand I think is a very firm, clear, we want to hear the harmonies. This is our cadence. We've arrived in F major, the piece is in D minor. By the end of the first half, the first section, we're in the relative major, F major. Dominant tonic. And I like to articulate the right hand in the same way. that stage, one might look, we're doing bar 23, that might be how we like to articulate bar 1, the upbeat. I quite like that, slur it, detached. On the other hand, when we get to bar 2 in the left hand, I feel it works rather well detaching them. One could slur, but because it's an accompaniment and it's outlining the chord, the D minor chord, the A minor chord, I like to detach them. But you know, you must think about all the different possibilities and decide what you want to do. Let's talk about ornaments. I'm reading from the Associated Board edition, edited by Arnold Goldsborough, and I very much like the ornaments suggested by the editor. They're quite complicated. Bar 2, he suggests put in some deliberate accents for practice. It's 3 plus 3 plus 4 notes. Play it hands together slowly. Be absolutely clear about playing together. And then gradually speed it up. Bar 12, we've got this ornament, yes, very similar, but a tie at the end. One, two, 3 plus 3 plus 4. So play it, hands together, feel how the two parts work together. Followed by some mordants in the next couple of bars. Lean on the first note because we've got this lovely scrunch. We've got an F in the left hand and an E in the right hand, which is rather gorgeous. So give it a good scrunch. Lean on that. In fact, one might want to do a bit of echo there the first time. Vary it as we go through. And then bar 17, again we've got this wonderful scrunch. 3 plus 3 plus 4. Tie. We've got an A held at the top, and our ornament starts on the G. And meanwhile, we've got an F in the left hand. It's a really good scrunch. So enjoy the scrunchy sounds there. Thinking about the dynamics and the shaping, we've covered quite a lot as we've gone through this. Let me summarise a little bit. At bar 4 we talked about starting strong and softening bar by bar. Then I think we might shape as the music goes up, we get stronger, and as it goes down we get softer. Bar by bar we're getting higher up the piano, stronger bar by bar. Then we talked about this echo. The second section, the first few bars, 8 bars, are quite different from the rest of the music. The right hand is much more even in rhythm, mostly even quavers with a few tied quavers, and mostly next door notes. So I feel it might be quite soft and quite gentle, and the left hand chords, play them as legato as you can. Or one might look at those chords in the left hand, each with 3 notes in, and be aware that on a harpsichord that would sound quite strong, because you can't actually say, I'm going to play this note softly. The harpsichord plays the note, the strength that it is. So that is going to be quite noisy. So you might decide, actually, this is a bit of a climactic moment. We need to be quite strong, left hand and the right hand as well, on the piano. Then from there onwards, it's very similar to the A section, the first page. We are mostly now, we're modulating at the beginning of the second page, but then the second section, but then from bar 43, we're very much in D minor. So the first section starts in D minor, modulates to F. The second section starts in F, modulates into various keys, and then ends up, the second half of it is in D minor, the tonic of the piece. So the shaping and the articulation should be very similar each time it occurs. I would just like to point out bar 24. In the right hand we've got demi-semiquavers. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then in bar 58, the equivalent one in the second half, they are semiquavers with a pair of demi-semiquavers at the top. So it is quite different. Read it carefully, be aware of what it is. So if we go from the bar before there, so bar 57, nice strong left hand.